Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Safir TV's series on Hajj, a journey we will all take very soon inshallah, and it will be one to remember, a journey of a lifetime. My name is Ali Hassan and I'm joined by our Hajj specialist, Sheikh Ayoub. Assalamu alaikum once again.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Sir, this is one of those topics that I thought we would have perhaps begun with. However, there was so much more to talk about. We needed to talk about the background, the historical aspect, the geographical aspect, right? And which was very interesting topics that we did discuss. This one, even though it's gonna come off my tongue very smoothly, easily, there's no big words in it or anything like that, but it's oh so important. It is, how does one prepare for Hajj? And I'm gonna start by saying, take me, okay? So if I was to go to anywhere, for example, Malibu, Hawaii, obviously I have a family, just 2 suitcases are gonna be full of my kids' stuff, right? And I kind of leave that to the missus to handle anyway, because I don't know what they eat or drink and how much food they need or clothes they need. What would your recommendations be if somebody brand new wanting to go on Hajj, they come to you and say, Sheikh, how do I prepare for Hajj?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This particular topic is very important. As you have mentioned, when you want to travel to go somewhere you haven't been before, you need to get ready. So we can say for Hajj, we can divide the preparations into 2 parts. One is physical and another one spiritual.
Okay.
So when we talk about physical preparation, we mean that number 1, you need to know where you're going. So you are going for Hajj. What do you need? All the requirements, you need to fulfill them. So here, you need to get ready in order for you to think when I'm not, if you're a family man, I will not be with my family. You need to make sure that preparation at home is good. The whole period which will be outside your this town or city, you need to make sure they are okay.
I like that because I just gave you an example of preparing my family, especially children, to go with me. However, this journey I may be taking alone, but I still need to prepare for while I'm away from them.
Indeed.
I need to ensure that everything's intact and they have everything they will need and their needs will be met.
Indeed.
That is actually
so.
brilliant.
That's number 1.
Yes.
Also, there are, if we can say nowadays, any agent you go with, caravan.
Sure.
Kafila.
Yeah.
They will tell you, you need your vaccination, you need your passport, you need your whatever which is required with authorities.
Sure.
Get ready for that. Another thing which is very important is for you to know the masail of Hajj, the discussion, the issues. What are you going step by step? If you are going with a caravan group of people, normally they have the scholar, the alim, the expert who will be explaining what exactly you need to do.
Another way they can prepare for that particular point is watch this entire series by Safir TV. Pro tip, everybody.
Very important.
I had to plug that.
So that's another angle which we need to look at. And when we come to the angle of spirituality or spiritualism,
yes,
it's very important.
Yes.
So you need to make sure to be real on certain issues. I go for Hajj. I may die there.
Oh, wow.
Death may come. قُلْ إِنَّ الْمَوْتَ الَّذِي تَفِرُّونَ مِنْهُ فَإِنَّهُ مُلَاقِيكُمْ. Say, death which you run away from it, it may meet with you, if not overtake you.
Wow. This has turned dark really soon, but it's reality of life.
It is. Why I'm saying this is because every time when people go to do tawaf around Al-Kaaba, every salah, every prayer, almost when the salah is finished, whether it is Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr or Maghrib or Isha, you will hear the Imam says, or someone will announce, Salatul Janaza.
Oh, wow.
They Salatul Janaza. Sometimes one person, sometimes other people, many people. Sometimes adults and children, they die.
I've actually seen that. You've reminded me of that. So I've seen footage on TV and YouTube videos where there's actual coffins and janazas also kind of going around. Yeah.
So people pray Salatul Janaza for Hujjaj, pilgrims who go there. So when we talk about preparation, you need to keep that in your mind that it may happen to me, it may happen to someone who we have gone with or we are going with.
That's a very commonsensical approach. Yeah.
So here comes another issue of getting ready to prepare the scenario, prepare the ground. What if I die? What do I need to leave behind?
Of course. Yeah.
So
you caught me off guard there with that. Yes, because it's so true. The only thing certain in life is death.
Indeed.
So are you perhaps insinuating that where a will perhaps needs to be in place? Is that perhaps what you mean?
Yes, very important. And let us take this opportunity to remind those who are watching that Islamically speaking, leaving a will, it's something which is highly recommended. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in very easy way to understand the importance of will, he says, each and every one of you, when you go to sleep, make sure you have your will under your pillow.
Wow. So Hajj or no Hajj?
Hajj, no Hajj. But when it comes for Hajj, because you are going away,
it becomes even more important.
Indeed. So prepare your will. How can I prepare a will? You can either leave it writing in written form or verbal form. It doesn't matter. Call family members, talk to them, explain to them. If I'm going and I'm going to come back, I'm not going to come back. If Allah has decided, this is exactly what I want to happen to whatever property I have left, family, and so on and so forth. So make it very clear.
Sure.
There's another thing which is very important also to prepare before we go.
Yes.
And that is the issue of asking for forgiveness.
Yes, okay, yeah.
Sometimes we wrong one another. And because we are here, we think, we are just here in this town, we'll stay, nothing will happen to us. Take opportunity, prepare yourself. You are going to ask for maghfirah from Allah. You are going to ask for forgiveness. Ask for forgiveness from people before you go.
Sure.
Get ready, especially with your family members.
So does that mean you need to go to them, see them physically, or would a text message suffice?
It depends with what kind of a person you are dealing with. There are some people you send them a text message is fine for them.
Okay.
There are others, they need to see you there. Maybe others, they need you to send a delegation before you go and meet with them.
It depends on how much you've wronged them, I guess.
Also.
Or how big is that fight that you had or a disagreement that you may have.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to keep that in our mind.
Sure.
Another thing in terms of preparation, which we need now spiritually, not only remembering that I'm going to clean myself. This is a moment of my life which I am sure after performing Hajj properly, when I return back, I will be as a baby.
Sure.
So now go to the books which talk about the preparation for Hajj. Read and reflect. Why are you going there? What kind of actions you are going to do? What the significance you are going to reach or achieve because of those actions.
Similar stuff to what we spoke about in our first or second episodes of the history of the Kaaba. So understand why this, for example, Maqam Ibrahim alayhi salam is placed there. You know, learn about these personalities.
Yeah.
I think you'll be able to be, you'll reach a certain closeness that way. And if we were to use that example in real life terms and not Islamically related, for example, when we go on holiday, we pick and choose, I want to see that destination, I want to go on that excursion, but then let's do the same thing here, but from a spiritual element.
Indeed. So there are many people, I can say many people, maybe they're first timers when they go for Hajj, they at least have a general picture of what they go. But once you are there, because there are a lot of people like yourself who are going to perform Hajj, they forget about getting in touch closely with the things which are there. And that's why when we look at the books of, for example, spiritualism, from Imams of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, you come across Imam Sajjad, Ali ibn al-Husayn Zainul Abidin alayhi salam, who is known or was well known when it comes to spiritualism. He made people to reflect, to try to understand your action which you do. What does it mean? And there is a story at the time of Imam Sajjad alayhi salam with his companion who was known as Shibli.
Shibli. Okay.
And this Shibli went to perform Hajj. When he came back, Imam Sajjad alayhi salam was asking him, "Oh Shibli, did you go for Hajj?" He said, "Yes, Imam, I went." So now Imam, being Imam, teacher, Muallim, now with his student, he wanted to know exactly, how was your reflection?
Okay.
So he said, when you said labbaik Allahumma labbaik, for example, in the beginning, did you think that now you are saying, "Here I am, oh my Lord, I'm here to answer your call"? Did you think that maybe your labbaika would be rejected? So he's taking him in a different level. And I recommend, I think if we are to make a program on this particular discussion between Imam Sajjad and Shibli,
wow,
it would take a special program.
Wow.
So we just mentioned, look at the book between, or the story between Imam Sajjad and Shibli.
Shibli, just Shibli, is
Shibli.
a popular individual in
Very popular
in history. Okay.
Yes, especially when you mentioned Imam Sajjad and Shibli.
So we can search using
you can search and get
that criteria.
But there's another point.
Yes.
Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, when he went for Hajj, 6 Imam, he was with his companions. And one of the companions said to Imam Sajjad, to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, he said, "Wow, look at how many people who are performing Hajj."
Okay.
Imam alayhi salam said, "Yes, it is the noises which are too much, but the pilgrims are little, are few."
Wow.
Meaning what? Many people who go and they don't follow the etiquettes of Hajj, they don't go there prepared, they may go there to make noises.
Oh, wow.
And that's why sometimes you hear people pushing one another, using foul language at the time of Hajj. All this is because why? They were not prepared well. And I take this point and this program to say that it is very important for us to talk about preparation before you go for Hajj.
Indeed. And that's exactly where we are. And I don't know if the time we have allocated for this episode will suffice, but we're going to try our best anyway. When it comes to recitation, I'm sure there's certain dhikr that has to be recited. I know for when it comes to salah, namaz, we've been taught to recite properly. Qiraat. Do we need to recite these proclamations at the time of Hajj as well? Whichever ones they are, I'm not even aware of them.
The obligation in terms of recitation, our qira'ah has to be perfect, is when you recite the Holy Quran.
Right.
So when you are praying, you have to recite Surah Al-Fatiha and another surah correctly. So we need to practice that. And it's a very important point to mention here. When it comes to other dhikr or words which we say, we repeat, like talbiyah, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, it's okay, but try as much as possible to pronounce it properly. And there are many adhkar, words which we repeat. We need to get ready before we go for Hajj to prepare ourselves for the right pronunciation.
About namaz, and I brought that up, so I'm going to carry that a bit forward. Does one have to be a namazi, as I say in my lingo? Does this person have to perform salah 5 times a day, his wajibats, in order for him to go to Hajj? Will his Hajj be accepted if he does not pray regularly, he or she? What do you think about that?
It is important to get ready, especially when you are going there to get purification, to try as much as possible to pay back any salah, any prayer you have missed it. But it doesn't, if someone, let's say, he wasn't proper namazi,
sure,
according to your terms, he wasn't someone who used to pray 5 times a day, and he wants to go for Hajj. Allah has opened the door for him. Let him go.
Okay.
Go. Ask for forgiveness. Maybe this will be the reason when you come back, you will be a namazi proper.
Inshallah.
So now here, he has to try to pay back all the namazis or salah prayers which he missed. As for Hajj, if he goes for Hajj, he performs it correctly, that Hajj will be accepted, insha'Allah ta'ala. Of course, the issue of salah and other obligations will be looked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a different manner and in a different way.
Thank you, Sheikh. Really quickly, does spouse, obviously have to take permission from her husband to go to Hajj?
For Hajj, which is wajib, obligatory Hajj, no, she doesn't need.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Once the Hajj becomes obligatory for her, she can go. However, the husband can say, if you want to go, let's say, for 4 weeks, Hajj, by the way, takes only 2 weeks. Why you want to go for 4 weeks? You can go just near when the Hajj is about to begin.
Sure.
Because I want you to be in the house, maybe with the children and so on and so forth. Only that husband can say. When it comes to recommended Hajj, of course, wife has to get the permission from the husband.
Thank you very much. We have run out of time. I obviously wanted to keep going. I began with children, asking you about my children, whether we go on holiday, etc. The reason I'm bringing this up again, because, and I'm going to address our respected audience here, our next episode is to do with children and Hajj. So please stay tuned, keep an eye out for the next video to understand what I mean. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.